I'm Madonna in Los Angeles. Good morning, America.
Truth or Dare is Madonna's behind-the-scenes, on-the-road, no-holds-barred concert tour. A rockumentary, if you will.
Celebration, come together in every nation.
Madonna's fans may adore the vulnerable, sensitive, maternal depiction of their idol.
I mean, Dad, I'd love it if you'd come to both shows. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty racy in some sections. I don't know if you could take it 2 nights in a row.
Critics may see this as a primitive home movie, a self-ploitation film, violating the boundaries of good taste.
You undressed in this performance?
No!
Some parts of the film show you, expose you in a light which is not terribly flattering, as you probably know.
Well, that's life, though.
You come across sometimes as a little crude, demanding, temperamental.
Yeah?
Why were you willing to show that side of yourself to people? Why do that?
Because that side of myself exists.
Yes, but there's no real reason to show it to people, is there?
No, in my mind there is a reason, of course. I mean, the movie just isn't about me and the other side of me. The movie is also about, it's to sort of, and I say it in the movie, it's to explode the myth of that people that we raise up on a pedestal, people that we turn into icons, people that, you know, we make them inhuman, and we don't give them human attributes. And so they're not allowed to they're not allowed to fail, they're not allowed to make mistakes, they're not allowed to
have flaws?
Exactly. And so what I'm saying is, look, these things exist. For this, you know, for every bit of strength I have, there's this much weakness. For every bit of happiness I have, there's this much sadness.
I understand your point. It's a point well taken. But what I was curious about, and I'll tell you something that a person I saw your film with said. We were watching that scene where you were at the cemetery visiting your mother's grave, and you hadn't been there for years.
Yeah.
And this person I was with, a writer in our show, said, you know, there aren't any private moments in this woman's life. That you let people look at the most intimate parts of you. I mean, your emotions.
But see, if that was all there was to me, that movie was me, the sum total of me, maybe I would feel bad about what I'd done. But still, I give you all of this of my life, and there's so much more. But let me just tell you that it's not, I have to keep telling you this is not just a movie about me. It's a movie about celebrity, but it's also a movie that touches on a lot of different issues. I mean, it's a slice of life. I mean, you don't just see my life. You see, you know, the dancers that I work with, you see, you know, little bits and pieces of their lives. You see, you know, I deal with a lot of topical issues, you know, family issues and you know, what I think to be a big problem in the United States, and that's homophobia. I mean, that's there's a real big section in the movie devoted to that.
Yes, and you know that some people are going to find, your fans will love the film, I think, but some people are going to find sections of it offensive.
Well, that's their problem, though.
You don't care?
No, of course not, because, see, these things exist in life. I'm only presenting life to people, you know? I'm not presenting anything that probably they're not exposed to, you know, in everyday life, but maybe they don't want to deal with it. You know, if you keep putting something in somebody's face, eventually, you know, maybe they can come to terms with it.
This is Madonna on a one-woman crusade to change the world? To change people's attitudes?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Quite flatly, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to, but maybe I'll start. Maybe I'll open the door. Okay. Somebody's got to do it, and you've got to start somewhere.
Let's talk about movies.
Okay.
Is it important for you to be successful in movies?
Yes.
Very?
Yes.
Are you nervous about Evita? You're going to play the title role?
I hope so.
This is what I understand.
I'm not nervous about it at all.
Because most of your films have not been very successful.
Yeah, so?
Doesn't bother you?
No.
If they're not successful, Hollywood will eventually stop calling.
Well, I'm not worried about that.
You're not?
No.
You're sure you can do it?
Yeah.
What makes you so sure? Because it's not necessarily to be a great pop star. It's not necessarily to be a great actress.
Yes, I know. I'm aware of that. Because I just feel confident about it.
Well, critics wonder, can you play somebody besides yourself? That persona which you have, you know, so well defined.
Well, I guess they're going to find out.
What do you do when you relax? When you're not working? Or are you ever not working?
I don't usually relax. But when hopefully I sleep.
Hopefully. I hear you have some sleeping problems on occasion.
Yeah, I do.
Insomniac?
Yeah, I'm an insomniac.
Lord. What do you think about when you lie awake at night?
I don't know if I can say that on television.
Well, tell me what what you can say.
Well, okay.
Do you make up lists?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I go through all the things I did that day, and mostly I go over all of my mistakes, which are generally in abundance. And what else? And then I think about what I'm going to do the next day, the next week, the next month.
What do you mean you don't usually relax? You don't relax?
I don't know how to relax. No, I'm a certifiable workaholic.
Are you the kind of person that gets bored easy? If you weren't working, would you get bored?
Absolutely. Yeah. I get bored when I'm working sometimes, too. I mean, if everything isn't up to, well, I mean, I'm a perfectionist.
And a control freak, a self-avowed control freak.
Yes, I'm that, too. It's like, so I'm anal retentive, I'm a workaholic, I have insomnia, and I'm a control freak.
What a life.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something.
That's why I'm not married.
Is that why you're not married?
Yeah, probably. Who could stand me?
Madonna divorced actor Sean Penn after 3.5 years of marriage. She says she misses being married, and she says she wants at least one child.
What kind of mom do you think you'd be?
I'm gonna be a real taskmaster of a mother. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean...
Well, I mean, I think I'll probably be very stern, a real disciplinarian.
You have been quoted as saying that you needed to have traditional values to have something to rebel against.
Yes.
That's part of who made you who you are.
Yeah.
How are you, Madonna, going to teach traditional values to a kid?
Well, I have them. Do you think that I don't have them?
I don't know you very well, to be honest, but your image is of this rebel, this person who breaks taboos.
Yeah, but you have to have a structure before you can go off of the structure. I mean, I break taboos, but I'm
an old-fashioned girl?
I am. Well, I mean, I was raised with very, very traditional values.
Yes,
and,
but people change. Have you changed?
But people change to a certain extent, but there are certain things that are built into me, you know? I mean, I still have, you know, my father's philosophies ingrained in my brain in terms of like a work ethic and a sense of morals, and, you know, my whole value system is still, you know, deeply ingrained in me.
Well, how about Catholicism?
Well, how about it?
Well, you were raised a strict Catholic.
Yeah.
Are you a Catholic now?
Well, I'm a lapsed Catholic. I mean, there are certain things about Catholicism, like, you know, it all goes into that same category that I can't get rid of. I mean, I have there are certain rituals, there are certain, I mean, marriage, for instance, it was a really big deal for me that my marriage failed, because in the Catholic Church, you know, I mean, it's a sacrament, and you know, it's never supposed to end till death do you part. I mean, that's what the priest says, and I was married in the Catholic Church, so it was very difficult for me.
You feel like
even though I'm a liberated person, and I, you know, fairly liberal, on the one hand, on the other hand, I felt that I'd done something really wrong.
That you had failed, or you'd sinned?
That I'd failed, yeah, not that I'd sinned, no.
Where do you see yourself in 20 years, or do you think that far ahead?
I'm not thinking that far ahead.
You've never sat down and thought, what do I want for my future?
God, well, I mean, when I'm 50 years old, I hope to be happy, number one. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll have children, so that would be good.
Is it important for you to be married to have children? I mean, you want to have a father around.
A father's good, yes. Father's essential.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Like dad around the house, mom and dad married?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that possible for you? Is that guy out there for you?
Well, I hope so.
Well, I know, but do you ever worry about that?
Well, I have hope. That's all I can say.